Welcome back to another episode of QuaniTEA Radio. I am your host, Big Quan, not the little one. And we have some special guests on here today, very special guests. And this is my first time actually in the studio having two people being interviewed at one time. So this is okay. I like this. I'm feeling the vibes right now. We got a duo on here. We got hip-hop artists August Wild and Nitty Gritty on the podcast today. How y'all doing?
Good. Big Quan, not little Quan.
Not the little one. Please don't forget.
This might be the only time in my life where I say it's quantity and quality.
Ooh, make that a clip. Make that a clip.
I'm not gonna lie, in my brain, I'm gonna say quantity over quality, but I was like, I can't do that. It's gotta be both.
It gotta be both. It has to be both. Because you gotta have that quality, okay? And that's what we produce is quality for quantity. Okay. So I'm excited to have you guys on. This has been anticipated, and with the album drop, you guys just came out with an album. We're gonna get into all those things, and I'm just excited to talk about it all. So, I want to start off with my authenticity segment, and this is where you get to tell the listeners, your fans, a little bit of something about yourself that they don't know. Like, what would they be surprised to learn about you? Something that's authentically you.
Yeah.
Let's start with Nitty Gritty.
Something that's authentic for me that most people might not know. My grandpa was the only role model I had in my life. Some people really close to me know that, but I come from a separated home, and without his guidance, like I wouldn't be where I'm at today, mentally, physically, anything like that. So that's something I don't really share too often for outsiders, but that's something I hold close to my heart.
Okay. And how is your relationship with your grandpa now?
He passed.
He passed? I'm sorry.
So he passed in 2021.
Okay.
And it was right around COVID, so that we weren't allowed to go see him. So, and he actually passed a few days after my birthday. So, but I remember, so he went through like dementia and Alzheimer's, and I was living with him at the time, me and my wife, and we were taking care of him. And then out of nowhere, he developed this dementia, and it was really hard to take care of him because in the middle of the night, he would like wake up and try to take pills. And so I had to stop him, and then he ended up falling and hitting his head. And so I called the ambulance, and then one thing led to another. He was in the hospital, and then months passed by, COVID happened, and then they finally called me, and they're like, hey, you can come visit him, but you have to take a test.
Yeah.
And I was reluctant to take a test, and then I get the news a few days later that he passed. So it was a rough time, but I'm not really close with my dad, so he kind of filled those shoes. But now that he's passed, unfortunately, my dad has kind of started to develop a relationship now that he's out of the picture. So it's kind of a weird relationship, but yeah, that's something that I don't share very often to people.
And what would be the biggest lesson you say your grandfather has taught you?
Structure. Just being structured and having a plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's always important to have structure. You got structure, you don't know where you're going.
Yeah, he was in the Army.
Yeah, okay.
So he learned that. Like, I learned make your bed every day from him. You know what I mean? So it starts right there.
Mm-hmm.
You make your bed in the morning.
Thinking my brain about you now.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. And what about you, August?
I mean, he knows I say it all. I have a podcast. I call it a documentary series. It's going to be a little ironic. It's called Becoming August, Killing the Narcissist. Because for a long time in my life, I hid August as what I feel like I am from the world because I felt like people weren't accepting of my true personality. And it led me down this, I'm being who everyone else in this room wants me to be right now. Mainly people I care about, not like strangers or nobody like that. So, I say that to say, I was thinking like, what is something people don't know about me? So I will say that for the people who just started following me, you might get confused on why I have these deep ass lyrics or I talk about bouncing back and like bouncing back from what? So I didn't document the darkest times of my life. So I guess the thing to say about me is, this year I'll be 8 years sober from alcohol. Thank you. I have a strong, addictive personality. So I can't just have like one of something that I enjoy. I'll like, if it's a bag of chips, I'll wax the whole bag, whether it's a family pack or just a small one.
Yeah.
If it's a 12 pack of Corona, like I'm gonna just wax the whole thing if I can. I would say that honestly is that rock bottom for me was a time in my life of my girlfriend at the time, she's my ex now, you know, shout out to her, but I'm serious, like she took care of me, like she paid for everything. I was a loser. I remember she slid me $20 under the table one time to make it seem like I was chipping in for dinner, right? Like that's the kind of loser that I was. So I'm serious, and so I couldn't land a job. I had no car, and I think that as much as I talk about self-made this and self-made that, one of the biggest things that's been hard for me to accept, or that was hard for me to accept, was, you know, back in the day, I was acting like an entitled narcissist, to be honest with you. I only cared about me, myself, me, who's helping me, who's going to put their hand out for me. And, you know, as a man, I learned nobody will, so I have to do it myself.
Is that you only cared about yourself and you felt like you were a narcissist because you didn't feel that people that you cared about were accepting of who you really were? And so that caused you to go down that path instead?
I would say so, because it becomes this thing of, I see my friend on the ground and he can't pick himself up, I'm gonna put my hand out for you. And you can't be in a room where people talking ill about me and say, nah, like Marco's fine or August is cool, like y'all got it twisted. People bite their tongue and it gets back to me about, oh yeah, you know, so-and-so Brian was in the room, even though you picked him up off the floor when you had nothing, you gave him your last dollar. Brian was in a room with people talking shit. One, why do they feel so comfortable saying that to Brian? Two, why is Brian keeping his mouth shut? But that to me, the narcissistic part was, why do I feel like I'm entitled to anybody, anywhere, speaking up on my behalf? You know what I'm saying? Like that was where the narcissistic, I had to accept that most people in this world do what's best for them.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Most people don't have that mentality to treat people how you want to be treated. You know what I mean? People do what's best for them at the end of the day, you know? So
right, 100%.
I definitely agree with that. Wow, y'all got deep fast. And we're going to get into a little bit more of that further into the episode.
Yeah.
So I just want to do a quick background with both of you guys. So what's your relationship? Y'all are cousins? Or y'all, the duo?
No, we're just homies. We're just friends.
Really?
Yeah. We started calling each other cousins because we kind of look alike.
a little bit. It's the beard though.
Yeah.
Beard.
Yeah.
So I mean, but yeah, we don't have any family ties, you know, like that. We just met like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
No.
2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
We met on the set of some. No, that's not.
I'm really shocked right now. This is not for fake. I'm just super shocked. The way that y'all are, like, and me just seeing you guys stuff, I felt like y'all definitely know each other like for a long time.
Yeah.
Like
It's
you
one
said,
of those.
2 years.
It's one of those friendships that kind of like, it felt like we knew each other before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so we just became really close. I think we both, correct me if I'm wrong, like we both were at a time in our life where certain individuals kind of stabbed us in the back, betrayed us. So for me especially, it was really hard to like find trust in a friendship. And for August, I think he was in the same position a little bit. And then just, it was just easy to transition into being friends because he's so open, obviously.
Yeah.
And I needed that because I come from my friends from the streets. Like, you're closed off. You know, you're not talking about your feelings, nothing like that. Like, and people beat around the bush. Like, they'll do something to you and be like, so what? You know what I mean? Yeah. So they have no accountability. And with August, it was like, hey, yo, like, he's the type of person, if he does something, he'll be like, yeah, my bad, I apologize for that. And I think I was looking for that, so I gravitated towards his friendship, and then obviously we both make music, so.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's like, it was meant to be. Like, you both were just doing your thing, like individual artists, and you guys just happened to meet up, and here we are right now, you know? It like I said, it looks like you guys have known each other for a long time. Obviously, you said it feels like that as well. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's a blessing, because finding friends, especially in adulthood sometimes, it's hard, because I seen you guys talked about before, what's more important, like your long-term friendships, like childhood friendships, or like friendships that you make today, like as an adult. And it's so hard because those childhood friendships, they grow apart. You know what I mean?
Right.
You guys go different ways, see things differently as you grow up.
Big facts.
You know what I mean? So it's like once you try to meet friends in your adulthood, it's like, I'm real iffy. But once you make that connection and you locked in with that person, it's like, okay, you my friend now. You ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
So
sometimes it's hard to let go of those friendships that you grow up with because they know you. They know everything about you.
Yeah, because of history.
Yeah. So I can relate with that. I agree with that.
I would also say that I have made the determination now that when I was younger and I was pretending to be somebody else, I can't blame nobody for, hey, yo, I was signing up for this version of you, version A, and then you're actually version B. That's cool, but that's not what I signed up for. Now I've made it a point in my life to, I'm going to be open. It's my gift and my curse. You don't have to fuck with it. That's fine. But that's who I am. I made it a point to, I'm never not going to be myself ever again. Yeah. And if that means I only have 5 friends, those are going to be the best fucking 5 friends I ever had in my life.
I love that because they're gonna accept all versions of you. Right now, I'm not this version. I might be, I got different personalities and things like that too. You know what I mean? One day I'm cool. One day I'm like, I'm all right. I want to be a loner today. You know what I mean? And I want somebody that accepts all of that as a friend. Like, you know what? Quan, she in her little mode right now. I'll talk to you tomorrow. You know what I mean? And not take it offensive. You know, and just the same thing too. Like, was that? I thought he was laughing. Okay, but yes. So y'all, I'm listening to y'all music. Y'all got soul, okay? Y'all got soul and substance. Most importantly, y'all got substance. The lyricism, everything is good. The craft. So I want to know, where did the love of music come from for both of you?
First.
Music, when I was young, was the only place I felt safe. Like, it was the only place I felt like I could be myself. I would listen to, my dad was very big on like 50, Tupac, Snoop. And I would hear just, of course, hip hop, people just gravitate to the beat first. Mm-hmm. So the beat by itself is like, why is this making me feel like I can do anything? And then you listen to especially somebody like Pac, who's very articulate. And then you start to say, I relate to this, even though obviously I'm not Tupac in any fucking form. I didn't come from where he came from. I don't have the same struggles that he had. But I relate to this feeling of the world don't understand me, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get that I don't give a fuck part. So every time I would listen to a new artist when I was younger, I'm talking like 5 years old, I would say, oh, okay, they're speaking on my true behalf.
Yeah.
So I would say 5 years old.
Dang, 5 years old. That okay. It's been in you since you was a wee little teeny bop.
Yeah. Right.
So okay, I get that. And what about you?
I mean, as far as listening to music, kind of like him. Like, I was young and my family was playing music, But as far as making music, it started just from honestly being hurt, and because music to me, I say it every time someone asks, it's therapy. So I needed a way to vent. Not necessarily be heard, but just to say what's on my chest. So that's where my realism comes from, and speaking on like things that I've been through instead of like partying and bullshit and all that. Because to me, it's just getting shit off my chest. And if you relate, you relate. If you don't, then fuck it. You know what I mean? So that's where like making music comes from for me. But I relate with the Tupac thing. I listen to Tupac a lot when I went through a lot of shit, and hearing just something about hearing an artist talking about something that you've been through also, or you're going through, is just, it does something to the soul. Yeah. So you fall in love with it, and then obviously like when you start making music, for me it was like, that's the kind of substance I want to have. I want to make music that's going to be beneficial to like the youth or people who are going to go through the same thing that I'm going through, not just fucking partying and this and that, some shit that's going to just roll over in a couple years. Mm-hmm. So music to me is very important.
Okay, so some of you both were heavily influenced by Tupac, because he definitely has substance. He spoke about real shit, but at the same time, he ain't give a fuck. If you don't like me, it is what it is. I'm still going to be me at the end of the day. Right, yeah. You know what I mean? So that was relatable for both of you.
Yeah, for me, it's really the person also, not just music. Like, I fall in love with artists because of who they are outside of music, through interviews. through what they do with the community and stuff like that. So I think Pac, like the limited time that he had here, he did so much. He impacted so much. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
So that's what made him so important.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like modern artists today, they only see like the flashy shit, or like they grew up listening the same age we were, 5. They were 5, listening and seeing the music video. Oh, they have money, they have cars. I want that. And we grew up listening to like the pain,
Art.
right? Like the shit, like this guy's fucking speaking on my behalf. So whatever you were influenced by or motivated by is, I feel like, the kind of art you ended up making for the most part.
That's true. And environment too,
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah.
The environment that you're growing up in.
absolutely.
Okay, shout out to Tupac. He might still be alive. I don't know.
Hey, they found someone somewhere.
Hey.
I remember.
Yeah, I've never been to Cuba. He might.
He might be there.
Yeah.
He might.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tupac.
Yeah. Hold on, real quick. Can we move here? Because his keeps hitting the fan. Do you mind?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adjust it. Okay, so we're gonna adjust that.
Yeah.
So August, I read a quote from you, and it says, "Music introduced me to myself." I want you to break that down for me and what that means to you when you say that.
Music introduced me to myself. So, I mean, like I was talking about with Tupac, there was this. My parents got divorced when I was young, about 5, 6 years old, and I would always hear their arguments before they got divorced about what I was supposed to be. So I'm sure people can't tell, but I'm a Mexican man. My name is Marco Antonio Aguilera. Like, I'm just light skinned.
That's a mess.
And it's a Mexican, that's light skinned. No, it don't get much more Mexican. I said on the interview recently, like, people love to call me, oh, you're white, you're white, you're white. It's like, you know, when I'm not white, when you see my name on a piece of paper, applying for a job, applying for a house, you know, they profile me the same way they profile the rest of us. If not, I don't want to say worse, because I don't like to compare, but the point I'm getting to is, music helped me get my thoughts out the same way Nitty was describing. Because when people said, Marco's supposed to be this way, no, Marco's supposed to be that way, I'm like, I don't agree with either of those things.
Yeah.
So I'm going to write down the way I feel to this beat, whatever beat it was. When I was younger, there wasn't YouTube, so it would be to the beat of Dear Mama, right? Or if it was a Linkin Park song, it's to the beat of Numb by Linkin Park. And I'm just writing my thoughts. And I would write the same kind of things that we're talking about now on Project Nostalgia. Just, that's where, I didn't think this is going to be a career. I want to be seen by everybody. I just thought this is the only place I'm going to be myself.
Okay. And Nitty, for you, when I went to the blog, we're going to talk about the blog for the album as well. But I went on the blog and you stated you're made through survival. So I want you to go ahead and explain what that means to you and expound on that.
That just basically comes from, coming from a separated family. And my dad was on drugs. I grew up with my dad, even though I had my grandpa close. So I kind of naturally didn't have a leader or someone to give me discipline. Like I was 10 years old, 12 years old, school the next day, no curfew. Could come home whenever. Nobody was telling me anything because my dad didn't even know what time it was. So survival was like coming home and there's no food made. And I'm hungry. I'm eating a piece of bread. And that naturally led me to go to other families' houses from friends that I consider family, and they would take care of me. And just surviving in that aspect of trying to fucking fit in and why is my family like this and not like that. So it just my brain went into survival mode of like, okay, well, this is what the cards I'm dealt with, so I gotta make do with it. I got into a lot of trouble as a kid. I did a lot of dumb shit, but I kind of got it all out the way. So now I'm kind of glad that it happened like that, because I see people my age that are trying to fit in and do shit, and it's like I went through that phase. I figured that out a long time ago. But yeah, survival. I always tell him I don't got it hella bad compared to what I hear other people, but I didn't have it easy. So survival was just my household, just coming home and just trying to fucking survive.
Okay. Let's jump into Project Nostalgia.
Let's do it.
Let's jump into it. We talking about the album, y'all. I want to get into it. I love the name, first of all, and I love nostalgia. Like, I'm a nostalgic person.
Absolutely.
First of all, I'm like, I always like just reminisce about the good old times and things like that, whether it's music, how things used to be, just good memories, from back in the day. So how did this project come about, and what was the process like putting it together? Let's talk about. I know y'all got a story about it.
Well, I mean, we met. Now I can't remember if we met on the set of a music video or okay, yeah,
Set of a music video.
And I'm the kind of person I like to put myself out there.
We were just talking about this last night.
Really?
Yeah, over dinner.
I like to put myself out there, and actually, it's crazy when I put the blog together.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you the exact date I reached out to him. It was July 16, 2025. And I happened to be in a studio session with another artist working on a completely different EP. But the song we worked on at that time is called Can't Let Go with that artist. I'm not sure when this comes out, so I don't want to spoil it yet.
Okay.
But we were working on that song. I had no idea Project Nostalgia was coming out. I said, yo, Nitty, like, you trying to work together? We already had a song called Never Back Down together. He's like, yeah, I'm down. We had a completely different sound. We recorded one song. It's on the blog site right now. It's called The First Session. And
which I think was still good, though. You don't like his part.
I
like my part.
I don't like my part. But, like, you can hear Nitty's... Every time I work with Nitty, throughout this entire project, he had a pen and pad, and he always came gassing it. He does shit mostly in one take.
Okay.
Right? He doesn't do punches like me. I'll be losing my breath. He just gasses it. And really, the way it came about is... After that first session, because I yap, but he doesn't just sit there like, the fuck is this guy talking about? He's like, no, I can relate to that, and then he tells me a story of his own that relates to it. And to me, that's human. We might not go through what we go through, but you feel pain the way I feel pain. Mm-hmm. It might take more for you to be hurt than me, but we still feel that same emotion, and I feel like that's why we connected so well.
We had a lot of therapy sessions before we would record songs.
That's right.
And that's honestly, I think that's why we became close so quick. It's easy to get to know somebody. Like when you can have a space where you can share how you feel and not be judged. I think that creates a closeness, and August brought that. So it was like we'd have a therapy session and be like, oh shit, let's record a song. Like, I forgot we're supposed to fucking record to the album, you know what I mean? But the album came apart because, we're gonna do an EP, like 4 or 5 songs or something like that.
Yeah.
And then that first song, we heard it and we both kind of were like, I don't know, I really like the sound of that, you know what I mean? So he ended up finding this other producer,
Monty,
and which is the sound of all the samples and shit that you hear on Project Nostalgia. And as soon as we heard that, we were like, yeah, this is it. And it just kind of went from there. So shout out that producer because he laid the foundation for the whole album.
Okay.
And I do want to say real quick, the therapy session, it's not the same as, because I've been in studio sessions where, imagine artists A through D are there, artist D leaves, and then everyone else like, oh yeah, fuck that guy, I don't like that. Like, that's not, when we say therapy session, we're talking about, I feel hurt.
Talking it out.
Yeah, we're not talking about other people in the sense of, oh, what has he got that I don't? We're talking about, I can't believe this happened to me.
Yeah.
Or like, yo, I've had experiences with betrayal and this is what it was. I just want to clarify because I feel like when people hear therapy session, they might in their own brain think, oh, they were talking about me. No, it's not about you. It's about what you did.
It ain't a gossip session.
Exactly.
There you go. It's not a gossip session. It's therapy session. And you guys have been through some relatable things. So, with you guys having that therapy session before you would record, would the song be based off those therapy sessions?
Ooh.
Show Me was.
Show Me?
Yeah.
Show Me.
Okay. Got you.
Yeah, they would influence it sometimes, for sure.
Keep It 100 was like that for me, I could say. Man, I could go down the list, but we'd be here forever if I did that.
Now, being a duo on this project, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you guys had 2 totally different sounds, and you're like, oh, I don't like this, and then you liked your verse on this one, but he didn't like his verse on the. How is it? Like, I know it could be like hard sometimes. Tell me about like, how does that flow? Like, is it hard sometimes when it comes to choosing tracks or the flow of things? Like, how is it?
Yeah, it was easy because nostalgically we recorded everything in person. So nowadays people send you something, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I recorded this. What's your email? Send me something back. And I made it a point, like we live in the same city, so I was like, let's meet up every time we're gonna record a song and record something. And to me, that's how I started making music. So it was easy to kind of read his mind and feel him out. Like, and he's an easygoing person. Like if I told him like, hey, yo, I don't think we should do this here and that, he would be like, all right, let's try it then. As opposed to closed off, you know what I mean? So it was easy to make songs with August.
And it's easy on his part because he don't ask for anything unreasonable, right? He don't think with his ego. He thinks about how he sounds, of course, as every artist should, but he also thinks about the integrity of the song, which is what we're doing it for, right? Of course, we do it for ourselves, but sonically, we want people to be able to hear it in a good way.
Yeah.
So it's not like Nitty came in and said, hey, bro, you're on every single hook, but let's get you off the hook. If every hook is fire, then what's the problem? But that's not the way he goes about it. He goes about it like, hey, structurally, like, why don't we do this and do that? And I say, fuck it, let's try it. Because at the end of the day, if we don't like it, we can keep going.
It's a collaborative project.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes, especially like when you're making an album and it's 2-3 artists, whatever, you have to take feedback from each artist because we're all on the album together.
Yeah.
So, because then it's not going to work. And I have done songs where people try to put you in a box like, hey, I need this from you. And it wasn't like that. It was like, you know me, you reached out to me, you know what I'm capable of, and that's who I'm going to be. So why am I going to change that aspect? You know what I mean? I think we both understood that.
Absolutely.
Let's dive into how important it is not to have an ego and let that get in the way when being in this collaborative space with each other.
It's super important. I think, rap music in general, you kind of have to have an ego, but with the type of music that we make, it's vulnerable, so it's the complete opposite. You got to completely drop your ego. Like, I don't give a fuck what people think of me. I don't care about looking a certain way or anything like that. It's all about, like I said earlier, getting shit off my chest. So, and making good music, obviously. So yeah, it's super important to drop that ego for sure, especially when you're in a room full of people who think they're the fucking best artists, you know what I mean? So
to me, your ego got to be strong enough to get you out of bed, but not carry you through the day.
That's always coming with the quota.
That was a bar. God damn.
A lot of these, like, I'm gonna just be honest with you. Like, I live my life, and I can feel like he lives his life like this. I think nobody can fuck with me. That's the way I think, and I know he thinks that same way.
Yeah.
With that being said, there are tracks objectively where he smoked me. There are tracks objectively where I might have gotten the better of him, but we don't.
Y'all okay with it, like you let each other shine.
Right.
Exactly, that part.
Yeah.
And that's where your ego can't get fucked up. A lot of the opportunities that I'll speak for myself get blocked for me behind the scenes is because someone's like, damn, bro, and they said this to my face too. Damn, bro, like, August, he's light-skinned like me. Fuck, he can rap, and he's got substance. Fuck, man. I'm gonna tell all my homies not to make songs with that guy. That's a real fucking story, by the way, but that's a story for a different time. But I'm serious, that's an ego thing.
Yeah.
Because my ego, I don't step into a room where I see, damn, like, he can sing, he can rap, and he can do all this, and I think to myself, I gotta leave this room. I think to myself, I'm me. I will be the best me on any track, and if it don't work, it don't work.
That's an insecurity people have within themselves, though. You know what I mean? Like, I have to be the one that's shining right now. Like, if you are better than me, you can't be around me. Like, no, if that, you really...
And it wasn't like that with
like,
us.
You know, you gotta let each other shine. You know what I'm saying? And you guys have that relationship and that rapport with each other to where it's nothing.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. I was listening to the album at work. I was telling y'all this. I was listening to the album at work. I was like, let me press play. Let me see what's going on. Like, they sound like they got some fire, right? Y'all came out the gate swinging. Because, sometimes when you click on a person record, like, the first song is like a little warm-up kind of. Yeah. It wasn't no warm-up. Y'all went straight into it. You know what I mean? And I appreciate that because I'd be like, okay, come on now. Or it's like a little intro or something like that. Y'all got straight into it with Down the Ride. Okay, right. And that was with the Genuine. Who was it?
Oh, sorry. The sample is Genuine.
Yeah, the sample is Genuine. And I was just like, okay, like, I like this. That's why I say y'all got some song going on out here. But yeah, I said, okay, this is fire. So I was like, just taking those samples and making it into your own, like, that's what this project is about too, and like also like bringing in the past of what you guys have went through and putting it onto the tracks as well and telling your story. I love all that, right? So you guys have a blog for the album that tells the story behind each song. Whose idea was that? Because I love that. That was genius.
That was me.
Yeah.
That was genius. Like, what made you think to do that? Because usually we don't hear the story behind the song until the artist decides if they do want to talk about it or not,
Right.
but we don't hear it until it comes out their mouth. With this, you're giving people track by track what this story is about, what the song is about.
We live in a world where everybody wants to be the most mysterious, cool dude in the world, and I'll tell you right now, 95% of the real population, forget about music, just people in general, we're not cool. We're like, human beings are naturally just fucking corny, bro.
Yeah.
And like, we're naturally people with stories and emotion. So like, all that cool shit's like, imagine if I came on this interview and you're like, hey, what was it like, that relationship with your dad? It's like, I mean, I don't know, I don't really be having relationships. Like, next question. Like, what the fuck is that, bro?
Yeah.
Like, if that's who you are, that's who you are, that's cool. But to me, if you notice, the blog is shaped like the way we made the songs, not the track list. Because it's supposed to tell the story in real time. People love being pulled into an album. All of us can make good music, right? Or not all. Most. Some people don't. Yeah, that's the real shit.
It's a lot of people making music.
Exactly.
Yes,
A lot of people
yes.
making music. You can find good music anywhere. But people become your fan when they feel like they can relate to you.
Yes.
So that's why I did it. We did it, I should say.
Yeah. Nah, he's a marketing genius. He came up with all the ideas marketing wise, and he's an organizer. He's got a calendar. He writes down everything. You know what I mean? So yeah, he's the guy for all that.
Okay, I thought that was really, really dope. I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like, I've never seen that before. So it
Yeah.
definitely caught my attention and pulled me in. So I definitely appreciate that.
More updates on the way.
Okay,
Yeah.
y'all hear it first. Okay. And another thing, y'all music videos look fun. Like, y'all have
I saw
fun.
this guy right here.
Listen, let me tell you, I was like, first of all, I see you joyriding a goddamn golf cart in the video. I'm like, what is it? I love this. This is so fun. And I seen you are behind this. Like,
Yeah.
you do videography.
I do videography. Yeah.
What the hell? Like, what's going? Okay, because I called to this later. I was like, oh my God, like, he does videography too. So talk about that, and then just putting that craft into this other craft that you guys have going on with the album as well.
I got into videography because I got tired of paying people. You know what I mean? So
You keep it real.
as an artist, like, that's one thing you have to do is make content and videos, and we all got an iPhone, but it's not the same quality. So I was paying individuals for music videos, and then the availability of them, and I always had the vision. Like, every time they shot a video for me, I was like, yo, I have this vision, I kind of want this angle. So I naturally gravitated towards, like, what if I just bought a camera? And then me and a few other people had the idea of doing our own music videos, and I was like, well, I'll just buy the camera and we'll do that. So it just went from that, and it was originally for just me. Like, I was just gonna shoot my own videos, that's it. And then I was like, you know what? I kind of like doing videos. Let's do this as like a business. So now I'm shooting videos for other people, other rappers. And ironically enough, it's putting me in a better situation music-wise, because I make music, but it's putting me in situations I probably would have never reached out to, because I'm not a gangster rapper, you know what I mean? But I got no problem shooting a video for somebody like that.
Yeah.
So it's putting me in a situation of meeting more people in the music industry and giving me more opportunity.
Exactly, making more connections.
More connections.
Yeah.
And it's another love, another passion. I was telling him, like, I kind of lost passion for making music a little bit, just because the video shit is so hard on my mind right now. Like, I'm just trying to lock in on that shit right now. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's all mainly me on the
And,
video shit.
my guy's humble, bro. It has that creative, where if he says I'm a marketing genius, this guy's director genius is up there. And when I say it's up there, I mean that if he keeps on this path outside of Project Nostalgia, he can be one of the greatest video directors,
I
period.
ain't that good.
No, hold up. Because it's not just about the camera that you have, because money can get you a camera. Vision is what makes you a director.
Yeah,
So, like,
creativity.
I'll be like, bro, it's a nice day outside. Let's film the cameras in now, bro. Like, what we gotta do. And he'll go into it. And I'm like, fuck it. I'm following your lead. And every time we do it, the joyriding thing, like, the idea of it was, hey, I know somebody, my uncle, like he lives near a golf course, he's got a golf cart, let's do it. But he's the one with the vision, like, yo, whip it right now. And he's just fucking shooting the video. And then he's so good at what he does, he can make somebody else like me hold the camera and see what he sees. How the fuck can you see yourself in my eyes? Tell me that.
You got vision. You got vision for sure. You got vision.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into it. So, proud of you. You guys performed at, so first of all, y'all, we met at the Better Together event. Shout out to Static Studios.
Shout out Static.
That was a wonderful event. That's where we met, and I remember you guys performed that song on stage. Y'all had me in the crowd. I'm so proud of you. I was like, oh, I like that. And it was touching. It was deep. You know, I love that song. We'll start with August. You talked about generational alcoholism, but it ends with you, right? And Nitty, you talked about running away from your problems and not having that love that you needed, per se. So I want you guys to dive into that. We'll start with you, August, and what that song means for you and to you.
That song started from us having this concept of, let's make a song talking to our child, our unborn child. And keep in mind, at this time, I had no idea that we were pregnant.
Yes.
We made the whole album before we found out we were pregnant.
Yeah.
So we said let's have that conversation. And so we challenged ourselves, what would we say to our younger child? Or our younger child, of course we're younger. What do we say to our child, right?
Yeah.
So that's where it came from. The verses were natural, but we didn't have a hook for a while. We didn't have a hook, and so I was playing the thing over and over and over again. I was like, what is something that most people, including myself, himself, feel like we could have been told just one time and it might have changed our life? And it's, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's my perspective on it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm proud of you. It's something that you don't hear sometimes, and it can hold such a burden, you know, as a young kid growing up, and the only people you want to tell you they're proud of you, they don't. Yeah. So for me, like the whole running away from home and stuff like that, or running away from my problems, like that was again like survival mode. Like that was all I knew. I didn't have my dad there. My mom lived far away, so it was just even the people that were there physically, they weren't there mentally enough to give a fuck about anything that I did in life. And it just, I want to be the complete opposite as a father. I'm not a father yet, but when the day comes, I'm going to be the complete opposite because I know how it feels on the other side of that. Yeah. So,
it's funny. My wife heard the song and said, "Did your parents really never tell you that they're proud of you? It sounds like they said that they did." I said, in respect to my parents, it's almost like when you tell somebody, "Hey, love you," it's not like it's not about are you saying it. It's do you mean it? Mm-hmm. Like if I say I'm proud of you, I bought your merch, or like Nitty be rocking like our homies merch, shit like that. I could tell them all they want, a fire merch. If I didn't buy it, they have every right to feel like, oh, August don't really fuck with me like that.
Words.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And even though I might not feel that way, it's like, okay, well then I'll save up enough money to buy as much merch as I can. So I guess growing up, you can be told, I'm proud of you, you're doing a good job. But then the next, my friends say, hey, I like your music, but they never post a link.
Yeah, that part.
So do you really like it, or are you telling me that because you don't want to hurt my feelings? You know, and Nitty knows I don't shy away from criticism. If my shit's ass, bro, tell me. I'm not, you know.
Yeah.
That's a whole other story, though.
So you accepting of it all, but you want them to actually mean something, and you want them to actually show the words as well, not just say that you're proud of me. Like, oh, I'm proud of you. Okay, well, like how? Like tell me something, even if it's just criticism or constructive criticism or supporting and reposting, posting a link or something like that. Show me. You know what I mean? Like it means something. Words mean something, and actions mean a little bit more than words. So.
Absolutely. And my parents do that now, but I was just saying growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
I do want to talk about a little bit on you being sober for right now, and continuing on into the future. What kind of caused you to be on that road that you were on when you were drinking?
So before drinking, it was I'm gonna make fun of myself for the sake of my friends, right? So it'd be like you and I are friends, and then you introduce me to Nitty, and Nitty's not like, he's not fucking with me, so you start looking at me differently. I don't know if I gotta be his friend, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make fun of myself right now. Usually because Nitty would be the kind of person to make fun of me, not, you know, in this example. And so with alcohol, what it was every time I would drink early in my college years, I would do something stupid, and people would laugh at it, and they would want to drink with me more. So I said, oh, it's like the making fun of myself thing, but now I don't have to make fun of myself no more. All I gotta do is drink. And so I was repressing a lot of emotions, and eventually I would say, when I was blacked out, I would say something dark like, X, Y, and Z happened to me when I was a kid. And people would be like, fuck? I signed up for you to like dance on tables and shit, like not this, right? And then when I got with my ex in 2017, you guys can't see this right here, but there's a scar. Her and I got into a very public altercation where she was in my face, and I grabbed her by the shoulder, and everyone could see, there were witnesses and shit. I moved her away from me because she was saying, "What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?" And when she said, after I pushed her away from me, or shoved her away from me, whatever you want to call that, she said, "Everybody, look, Marco just put his hands on a woman. Hands on a woman." And you know what? At the end of the day, even though I didn't do this, I did physically put my hands on her, so that's fine. But the way she was making it sound was making everyone look at me like, oh, you are an animal. You are a bad person. So all these thoughts of, like, I'm a piece of shit human being, like,
came back.
Yeah, and so I tried to hit the wall. Oh, we had a phone booth. I punched straight through the glass pane, and I think it was this one, started squirting blood. And I was like, it's fine, bro, it's fine. I'm faded. They rushed me to the hospital. And that next day when I came back, bro, everybody looked at me differently. And so even then, it took me a year until I quit. And the last time I drank, I tried to kill myself. I drank half a handle of tequila and 8 Modelo's because I said I don't want to wake up anymore. I couldn't feed myself without the help of my girl, or like we had this thing called student closet where people go get food for free. I couldn't feed myself without like food stamps. I couldn't get a job. I had no car. I had no life. My girl was falling out of love with me. So I said, all right, I'm done. I have nowhere to go. My family lived in one room. I can't save them. I can't help nobody. So ever since I quit drinking, my life has done this. It's slow. It's been slow, but it's
progress.
Up and up. I'm like, why would I ever go back now? Yeah. You know, and I can't undo what I've done, and I'm not trying to throw shade at my ex for telling that story, but for me, sobriety now is showing other people redemption is possible for any of us. You know what I mean? Long-winded ass answer. I'm sorry.
No, that's you're telling your truth. You're telling your story. So I appreciate you for being vulnerable to say those things as well. A lot of people they struggle with drinking, and or be drinking, smoking, whatever it is, that's something addictive that's bad for them because they are suppressing emotions and they don't feel like they're good enough, especially for a man. Like, men sometimes don't know how to, or they don't have that support system, or they feel like they are the support system for other people. Yeah. Right, so when you feel like you are the support system, you're supposed to be the protector, the provider, and you feel like you cannot be those things, it can cause you to go to a dark place. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so I feel like community is very important. Having your spouse or whoever you're with is very important to encourage you and really like speak life into you. And also just in having people that you can confide in, basically, is very important for you. And I'm glad that you were able to recognize that about yourself and pull yourself out of that. And like you said, ever since you stopped, your life has been going in an upward motion for you. Thank you. So I'm proud of you for that. I
appreciate that. Good use of that title. Full circle moment.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That was amazing. And then I like about the song, like you said, you don't have kids yet, but just even speaking life into them before they even get here. So you can turn this song on and play it for them, and they're going to know, like, oh, wow, like, my dad made this for me, and I wasn't even here yet, but you were just speaking life into them for when they do get here. So that was amazing. And also speaking life into everybody and encouraging everybody that's listening, not just for your children, but for everybody that's listening. You know, people might not have ever been told, I'm proud of you, but when you listen to that song, you can gain that confidence and encourage as well.
If anything, Nitty and August are proud of you.
Yeah.
Shit, Nitty and August are proud of you.
I love that for sure.
Thank you.
Yes, my cars are stuck together. Sorry.
No, we vibing right
We
now.
vibing. I'm loving this conversation. So y'all both have something in common. Feeling like you were behind in life. So I want to know, how important is it to be sitting here today, confident in who you both are, and knowing that this is exactly where you're supposed to be in this moment? Start with you.
I mean, for me, to be honest with you, like I don't really feel to this day confident that this is where I'm supposed to be. Like,
talk about that.
Just to be honest, I'm kind of a like go with the flow kind of person. I wanted to make it in rap years ago, and I kind of like fell out of love with the idea of like making it or whatever. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of just like going with the motions. Like now I know like I have this skill and I don't want to give up on it, and I know if I quit making music, it does something to me emotionally, so I kind of have to have it in my life now. But I was never one with like goals in life. When I was young, I smoked a lot of weed to suppress everything, and like I never wanted to like grow up and like be a firefighter or nothing like that. Like I just wanted to grow up, you know? So like I would say like as of right now, I just go with the flow. Like I just recently became a husband. I want to have kids. That's something I want to have, but it's no like I don't pressure myself on shit. So I'm not like, oh, I have to have a kid. I have to have this house by age whatever. You know what I mean? So I say I lack confidence in where I'm at right now. I'm kind of too humble. I would say.
Oh, that's a good one. I've learned. Let me speak to that real quick. About being too humble. And letting people run over you a little bit sometimes, and not really having expectations of yourself, and just really downplaying your talent and your creativity and what you're good at, because you want to be too humble. And it's something that's sometimes instilled in you, and sometimes it's something that is just like something you can't help or whatever. So I definitely can attest to that. It's like I'm too humble, but I had to learn that I gotta shine. I have to shine. I can't give a fuck about what other people think. Even though I might not know where I'm going at the moment, I know I'm headed for greatness either way. You know what I mean? So like you said, you have that know about yourself for music, and this is what you need. And like when you stop doing it, something like changes in you emotionally. That's your know, and that's what fuels you right now. You know what I mean? And your craft and everything like that. So I feel like that is super important, just to even have that know about yourself. And stop being so humble. Like, talk your shit.
I have my moments, obviously, like, I know I'm good at music, right? And I am confident in myself, like, skill-wise and stuff like that, but I just grew up despising people that are cocky.
Me too.
I hate it. So I'm a big advocate of, like, being the opposite of the person I see in other people that I just do not want. Like my dad being a shitty dad, not going to be a shitty dad. So for me, I see cockiness, and I'm like, I don't want nothing to do with it. But it's funny, it's ironic, because some people, I'm so closed off that some people are like, oh, he's cocky, like how he carries himself. I'm like, nah, I'm just closed off. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a super down-to-earth, humble dude. You know what I mean? Like,
I get to know you.
Yeah, you got to get to know me. But like, as far as music, like, I wanted to make it a long time ago. So now that it's not here, it's like I'm kind of just like, I'm just here, I'm just chilling. You know what I mean? Like, I've accepted the fact that this is where I'm at in my career. Can it get better? Obviously. Yes. But I'm not setting the expectation of like, by this age, it has to, or else. Yeah. I'm just going with the motions.
You're going to keep doing you until it happens, and it will.
Yeah. I'm a firm believer that it will.
And what about you, August?
I mean, I am more confident now than I've ever been in my life, and only because I know that if people hate you, you're doing something right. If people are trying to block you out of something, you're doing something right. If people are going out of their way to make it known, hey, yo, I fuck with you, Nitty, but August not so much. Like, I'm doing something right. That is enough for me, because people can say they love your shit all the time. I'm numb to validation now. I appreciate when people say I like your stuff. That's great, but I know most of it is fickle. Right, people line themselves up with what looks good for them. Not everybody, but some people in our creative space. And so when we're out here doing something different, and people subtweet us like, I don't know, man. Like, there's something about posting every day that I just wouldn't do. All right, good for you.
That's your choice.
Bitch, I'm gonna do me. Like, I don't know what the fuck that got to do with me. Excuse my language, but like. You know you're doing something right when people like gotta justify how shitty you are in their own brain. Like, bro, make your substanceless music. I'm gonna dance to it, bro, but I'll forget you like I forgot everybody else. Like dead ass, bro. And to me, I'm saying that now because I know that in their brain, they don't want us to say shit like that. I respect Nitty's humbleness, but there are times where I'm like, I wish that he said the quiet part out loud so that these other people understand that he's not to be fucked with, right? And I'm not to be fucked with. I don't give a fuck if I don't look as scary. He looks scary low key. Sorry. It says fuck me. No, but like, I don't care if I don't look intimidating. I'm not talking about like beating your ass or nothing like that. I'm talking about you're not gonna do what I do for real people. I took my family out the streets.
Yeah.
What the fuck have you done for anybody outside of yourself? You know what I'm saying? So, my bad. I just had to pop my shit over.
No, I love it. I love it. That's what I'm saying. Talk your shit. Pop your shit. I love it. One last question. I wanted to ask, how important is it to stay true to what you love and being authentic instead of falling into that rabbit hole of doing it for the likes and the cloud and the validation? No matter what, just always staying true to yourself. No matter if you get 2 likes, 2 streams, or 1 million streams. How important is that to you guys?
It's super important. He knows, like, I'm all about authenticity, just being 100% real at all times. But I ain't gonna lie, nowadays with social media, it's a little hard. It's easy to get distracted and compare yourself. So I think we all do it. Like, I'm not gonna quit music because I only got 5 likes or some shit like that. But obviously I peep it and I'm like, damn, how come I got 5 likes and homie over here who ain't spitting real shit got 1,000 likes, 1,000 shares? He's on fucking Shimo Media, like, you know what I mean? So it's easy to compare. But I mean, staying true to myself is not a challenge at all. Like, I am who I am. Like, I don't care what other people say about me or anything like that. So, and musically especially, it has to be real. It has to be real.
Absolutely, I agree.
Think about the merch you buy, the tattoos you wear, the posters you got in your room or your house, or anything that's ever stood the test of time ever has been about authenticity, right? Now put it this way, like Star Wars, obviously that shit ain't real, but people year after year dress up as fucking Chewbacca, right? Why? Right? He's not real, but the what they represent, the story that's getting told, you feel something in there. That story at its core is about somebody everyone counted out being the hero, right? Again, everything that we just described, people being cool, bro, like being cool is for the club. And you don't spend every day in the club. If you do, I know somebody. You gotta go to AA, right? Right? Like if you're there every day, you're at the club every day, bro. Like, so I guess what I'm saying, like, who are you at work? Who are you at home? A lot of these people that we see in the studio, they're cool as shit, and then they're on their tracks, they're like, they portray themselves one way, and in real life, they're like, very down to earth. I'm like, oh, I fuck with this version of you. Like, why don't you let that show? Oh man, because my manager say this, your manager say that. Well, hey, I'm sorry to tell you, your manager looks at you as an item and not a fucking human being. And you know what? Hey, if that's your journey, that's your journey. But I'll tell you right now, that item is it's not going to get restocked. You know what I'm saying? People want authenticity. And guess what? Going into the future where all this shit's hollow and shallow, you want to know what the next thing people are going to want is? Something real.
Something real.
Look at what you're doing.
Nostalgia.
Project Nostalgia. Yeah,
that's a full circle moment right there. I love that.
Deluxe.
Yeah. Man, thank y'all for coming on. I really appreciate this. I really, really do. The project is amazing, y'all. I listened to it all the way through, like the whole album. I listened to it, and there's nothing but fire on there. It's definitely gonna bring back some memories because I got the fire ass samples on there, so it definitely brought me back too. So I love that. What's next for y'all? Tell people where they can find you, your social media, where they can find the album at. Go ahead,
bro.
Yeah, next for me, I mean, after Project Nostalgia, I'm gonna drop my own album.
Okay.
So I'm still obviously independent as he is too. So that's next on my list. And have him help me market it because he's a marketing genius. But I mean, right now we're pushing Project Nostalgia the deluxe.
Okay.
And you can find us on Instagram. I'm Nitty Gritty 209. As far as like Apple Music, Spotify, it's Nitty Gritty with no spaces in between.
Yes, you can also follow him at Nitty Shot It.
Oh yeah, don't forget the video page.
Video.
If you're an artist, get your visuals right, bro. Stop playing
before the price go up.
Absolutely. And So next for me, my baby and my wife are going to be my top priority when he comes in June. I'm going to go on leave for 12.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm going to go on leave for 12 weeks, but I got a surprise for those 12 weeks, and then I'm going to come back to Project Nostalgia, and then obviously we're going to help push his album. I want to help everybody in the 209 as much as I possibly can. What that looks like, I don't know. In that sense, I'm going to go with the flow. I'm in this place where I want to just experience life for a little bit. It's just been go mode.
Mm-hmm.
So right now I want to just experience life. But you can follow me at August WLD everywhere. That's TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. I don't really be on TikTok like that. I lag, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, you can find me. And then August Wild on all music streaming platforms. That's August Space Wild.
Okay, well, y'all heard it here. Go get the album, the deluxe. Everything is out there for you to get. Go support, okay? If you're from the 209, definitely go support your local artists. They are fire, as I stated before. And thank you guys for coming on again.
Thank you for having
Yes,
us.
Thank you. This has been another episode of QuaniTEA Radio. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And tell somebody about this episode. Share with your auntie, cousin, and your uncle and them, okay? All right, y'all. It's been real.